Good afternoon, and welcome to the official beginning of our 145th commencement exercises, Prize Day. Prize Day celebrates the three core values of Holderness: community, character, and curiosity. In this ceremony, it'll be very evident how these three values are interwoven into all the tributes which are read. We will also see how at Holderness, leadership, learning, and serving are all deeply rooted in our culture. In the next hour, we'll hear public commendations of the achievements of a number of Holderness students. And it is an honor for some of you to receive accolades. For those of you who aren't officially recognized today, please know that there simply isn't enough time to honor all who deserve recognition for achievements great and small. And Holderness culture only happens because everyone, not just those recognized today, embraces the core values and mission of our school. So thanks to all of our students for making Holderness the special place it is for us to live, learn, and grow. With each prize, we'll hear a tribute written and read by the awarding teacher. These citations are meant to honor the distinctive characteristics that are evident in each of our recipients. First, we will share the academic awards, and then we'll honor members of our senior class with community leadership awards. Our academic dean, Jordan Graham, will lead us through the academic awards.
Thank you, Mr. McVeigh. When I accepted this position last spring, Ms. Fenninger asked me what I was most nervous about in my move to academic dean. I didn't hesitate in my response, sharing these remarks with you today, Prize Day. While this was surprising to her, my reasoning was pretty straightforward. First, I'm not the most articulate of speakers, as you will probably note several times while I'm at the podium this afternoon. But mostly my hesitancy came from the fact that I knew there was no way to follow up on the gregarious leadership that Peter Durnan demonstrated on days such as this. For years, Mr. Durnan served as the most perfect voice for academics that Holderness could have hoped for. He gave our program gravitas. He injected energy, but also humility. Above all, his voice, his humor, and his candor communicated a love for students that made all of us feel lucky to be part of this school. During this very moment 1 year ago, Peter understood that most of the students sitting in the crowd would not hear their name called. So while he encouraged us all to celebrate and reflect upon the excellence that the named students had achieved throughout the year, he also knew that your minds would inevitably wander. So he asked you to do the same thing that I will ask you to do. Mr. Durnan asked that you think back on your year to recall your classes and your teachers, noting moments where you were pushed to grow, where you learned something, and when you truly appreciated what your teachers had to offer. He asked that you go find some of those teachers at the end of the ceremony and thank them for what they gave you. So I ask you to find those teachers at the conclusion of today's ceremony. I hope I get the chance to talk with many of you and to hear your conversations with teachers. However, I will be certain to find Peter Durnan, to thank him for giving me an impeccable model of what this role is supposed to entail. I hope you can do the same thing and think of another adult, or perhaps a fellow student, who showed you a model of how to achieve so many of the goals you have set for yourself. Whether it was through a given lesson in class, somewhere else on campus, or simply seeing how someone treated others. If you are unsure of where to look, perhaps begin by looking to those who receive recognition from their work today. I especially encourage you to deeply consider the comments shared by teachers with each prize. Their words show the depth of commitment they have to their students and give a glimpse into how they feel about each of you. I do not want to delay this celebration any longer, and so we will now move to the students and their accomplishment. With that in mind, it is a pleasure to call Pam Mulcahy to the podium to offer our first prize of the day, the Elementary Math Prize.
Hello, everyone. The Elementary Math Prize is awarded to an underclass student who shows great potential for future accomplishments in mathematics. Each year, the department honors a student whose work suggests excellent potential to thrive at the highest levels of math, both at Holderness School and beyond. This year, we recognize a young man whose work in both geometry and algebra 2 has been exemplary. His presence in class is characterized by curiosity, exhibited in his willingness to work additional proofs or challenging problems simply because they are there. His ability to reason his way through problems, pulling together concepts in a sophisticated, precise way that belies his age, and his willingness to share his gifts freely and thoughtfully with his classmates to elevate their performance and help them achieve their goals. It is with great pleasure that we present the 2024 Elementary Math Prize to Caleb Perlman.
I now invite Dr. John Donovan to the podium to present the Advanced Math Prize.
I'm pleased to award this year's Advanced Math Prize to an exceptional thinker, learner, and classmate. It will not come as a surprise to those who have been in class with him that the award goes to Jerry Tanticle. Jerry distinguished himself on the national stage by qualifying for and competing in the United States of America Mathematical Olympiad. Over 30,000 students attempted to qualify for this test, and only 200 made it. He earned honorable mention distinction on this 2-day, 9-hour exam. These results show him to be one of the top mathematicians of his age. Thank you, Jerry, for sharing your knowledge, passion, smile, and good sense of humor with us, and we look forward to watching your bright career.
I now invite Math Department Chair Elizabeth Wolf to the podium to present the Rensselaer Medal.
The Rensselaer Medal is awarded to a junior who excels in demanding math and science classes and demonstrates potential for success in a challenging academic setting. This year's award winner does just that. Confident, thoughtful, and creative, Ryan Tong has made an impact in his math and science classes during his time at Holderness. He works to master difficult concepts, and his attention to detail is exemplary. He is engaged and collaborative in the classroom and makes each group of which he is a part stronger. I can't wait to see his future successes in the STEM world. On behalf of the Math and Science departments, I'm pleased to honor Ryan Tong with this year's RPI medal.
I now invite our Science Department Chair, Randy Hausman, to present the Anderson Memorial Scholarship.
The H.G. Anderson Scholarship is given to the junior who demonstrates outstanding initiative, curiosity, and competence in the fields of astronomy, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and related disciplines. Enrolled in the most advanced science and math classes available, Leon Wang not only excels in these subjects, but also demonstrates a talent for teaching and explaining complex concepts to his peers. This adeptness shines through in various ways, from crafting meticulous lab reports to actively engaging in class discussions. Beyond solving equations or conducting experiments, Leon fosters a collaborative learning environment, enriching the academic experience for all. I am proud to present this year's H.G. Anderson Scholarship to Leon Wang.
I will now invite Dr. Rachel Jastrzebski to present the Science Prize.
The Science Prize emphasizes curiosity. It's common for students to get lost in the outcome and forget to enjoy the process. Not Kate Mealy, though. I learned about her creative capstone project on sustainable practices by Indigenous cultures while out on a hike for cross country. She asked family members about agriculture practices while on break. She asked for extra reading topics on topics such as nuclear power that she found particularly interesting. And just a few hours after taking her AP exam, she sent me a discussion idea for an eco-city. Kate never stops questioning and wondering. A great science mind requires enduring curiosity, which is why I'm happy to present her with this year's Science Prize.
I'm happy to invite Mike Kerrigan to the podium to present the Spargo Award for Science.
The Spargo Award goes to the senior who has demonstrated all-around excellence and academic achievement in the pursuit of a rigorous science education. This year's Spargo Award winner consistently excelled in the toughest academic tasks presented to him by the science department. He is, as everyone knows, thorough, diligent, reliable, and competent. But perhaps not everybody realizes that he's also brilliant, creative, and quietly tenacious. He is a humble academic giant whose modesty and cheerful disposition belie an absolutely killer mind. It has been my great pleasure to know, teach, and learn from this impressive and wonderful young man since he first arrived at Holderness 4 years ago. Congratulations and well done, Xander Doyle.
I now invite music director David Cosby to present the David Lockwood Music Awards. This year we have 2 recipients.
The first co-winner of this year's David Lockwood Award for Music is a Renaissance woman. A leader on the Nordic ski team, a 2-time Outback participant and lover of the outdoors. Yet, to me, is when she begins to sing that the magic that is Sarah Angevine happens. Be it on the musical stage at Chapel, at the New Hampshire All-State Jazz Festival, Sarah not only has a gift for singing, but also an incredible work ethic and perseverance requisite to cultivate her musical gifts into a level of musicality and expressivity that is seldom demonstrated by someone of her age. This year's co-recipient is Sarah Angevine. The second co-winner of this year's David Lockwood Award for Music is someone whose beautiful and groove-alicious playing has impressed me since my interview for my current position. Her rock-solid bass playing has been a staple of nearly every student performance since the day I arrived. In addition to being a great young musician, Soli not only rides a motorcycle to school, but is also interested in exploring essential questions like, how does the science behind motorcycle geometry and build interact with aerodynamics? Working with Solana Colon has been an absolute delight, and I believe Soli is our only senior who is a 4-year student in music. Her future is as bright as her kind and reassuring smile, and it's my absolute pleasure to present this well-deserved award to Soli today. Congratulations.
Art Department Chair Marilena Seveny will now present the William Bradford Whiting Prize for Art and the Ceramics Prize.
The Whiting Prize for Excellence in Fine Arts goes to a young artist who is an inspiration to many. It wasn't easy to choose the recipient of the William Bradford Whiting Prize for Art this year, so I had to choose 4 students, each for their own unique combination of character and creativity. Each of these students has taken multiple visual arts courses and demonstrated a high level of craft and creativity. They are open to feedback and use grit and determination to rework their artwork until it shines. When I call your name, you can stand, but then hold your applause until everyone comes up at the end. Natalie Lowe, your thoughtfulness and care transforms your ideas until the work is uniquely yours. James Bay, your keen eye and ability to follow through ensure your artwork and designs are completed to perfection. Victoria Frankowski, who's unable to be here today, your even and steady presence was missed in the art studios this year, but your love for the fantastic will guide your hand back to the canvas in years to come as you welcome new challenges. And Eli Cook, despite major setbacks, you always return to the studio ready to work and quickly accomplish your intended vision with care. I hope each of you will continue your creative journey, practice your craft, and develop your ideas for many years ahead.
Thank you.
The Ceramics Prize goes to a student who was new to the 3D medium this year, but who quickly fell in love with the challenge of centering a ball of clay and pulling it into a pot on the wheel. She produced an impressive amount of high-quality work in one short semester, progressing quickly from making beginner to intermediate work. Kat Bensley, you held a high bar in ceramics too, keeping your classmates inspired and on track. I hope you will continue to use clay as an outlet for creativity here at Holderness and beyond.
It's with great pleasure that I invite Thea Dodds to present the Photography Prize.
One thing I've always loved about photography is that it's an excuse to meet people or get into situations that I otherwise wouldn't. I'll say this one is case in point. This year's winner did just that. They would approach people, sometimes people who didn't exactly look all that friendly, and ask to take their photograph. And I want to emphasize exactly how hard it is to go up to strangers and ask to take a picture. Even on campus, it's an incredibly vulnerable thing to do. And it just so happens that vulnerability is a fantastic ingredient for art. Molly continued to push her comfort zone in her final project by testing if what she said to her subjects would impact the photos, and then asking all of her subjects to write on a whiteboard something that makes them laugh. What Molly was doing was inviting her subjects to share something that isn't visible to the human eye. And anyone who's been in class with me has heard me say, use the camera to show me something that I can't see with my eyes. That's what makes an interesting photo, and that's what Molly consistently did. So please join me in congratulating the 2024 winner of the Photography Prize, Molly Rinn.
Our theater director, Monique Robichaud Devine, will now present the Fiore Cup for Theater. This year, there are 2 recipients of the award.
The admissions office regularly tours students who have experience in the performing arts. Some never make it to our stage, but fortunately for us, this individual did. And her mastery of acting, dancing, singing impressed our audiences. She played plum roles, producing exceptionally entertaining and polished performances. Her castmates also had the chance to see what best theater practices look like from this seasoned, albeit young actor. She flexed her acting chops, honed her dance moves, and developed her characters to the point of rewriting some of my plays, changing the trajectory of the character's journey, which was great. Always on time, quickly off book, right on cue, this student hit all her marks, and this director thanks her for that. Congratulations, Haley Raimondo, on being the recipient of this award. Portraying a character on stage is hard work. Some make it look easy. But truth be told, hours are spent on vocals, memorizing, analyzing, researching, and preparing. Extra hours are not something we have a lot of at Holderness, yet this actor found the time because this is not a hobby but a passion, which, with this continued creative work, could turn into a career. This actor, who is continually developing his craft, has given 4 outstanding performances thanks to his strong commitment and effort. It's been inspiring to witness this artistic growth, knowing the ethos behind it. A consummate professional and the most supportive castmate any actor would ever want makes this award a slam dunk. The Fiore Cup goes to George Fortin.
Alicia Carter will present the Elementary French Prize and the Advanced French Prize.
This year's Elementary French Prize is awarded to a student who has newly immersed themselves into the world of French and has embraced all the quirks and fun that go along with it. This student has not only shown their understanding of the target language, but also rises to the occasion of each new challenge. It is no surprise that a student working on their 3rd language would be an excellent study in phonics and syntax. Yet they go above and beyond when it comes to their work ethic and engagement in the material, even taking time to give me a quick bonjour on the path. Congratulations to James Bay for his relentless work in French this year. This year's Advanced French Prize goes to a group of students who implement hard work and effort in an advanced course in French language. Each day that I step into the classroom, I know that they will brighten my day just a little bit more by telling me jokes or recounting weird anecdotes of the weekend, and doing so completely in French. Throughout my last 3 years at Holderness, I have had the privilege to see them grow in their linguistic capabilities, thinking critically, writing eloquently, collaborating with classmates, and making a few mistakes along the way. These students help remind me every day why it is that I love to be a teacher, just through their sheer curiosity, love of learning, and dedication to French studies. Congratulations to Lucie Lamoureux and Logan Severance for this award. I will miss you two greatly.
Dr. Carlos Villafañe will now present the Elementary Spanish Prize.
This student came to Spanish wanting a challenge. I told her that with the grammar we cover, you will be challenged sooner or later. Little did I know that it was going to be harder for me to find a flaw in her tests than for her to be challenged. More often than not, I would half jokingly say to her that the day would come when she would finally succumb to getting an A or an A minus. That day never came. It ended up being more challenging for me to pronounce her last name right than for her to do poorly in this class. This student just simply excelled in every aspect of the class. It is with great pleasure that I give this award to Adele McClay.
I now invite Kelly Casey to present the Advanced Spanish Prize. This year we have 2 recipients of the Advanced Spanish Prize. Please.
Is this a class? A frequently asked question from passersby in the hallway. Technically, yes, but most days it didn't feel like that. Thanks to these 2 Advanced Spanish Prize winners, most days felt, at least to me, like an intellectual chat among colleagues. When you spend a year discussing literature in a small, intimate group, you get to a point where you start to finish each other's sentences. And at that point, how can you just choose one winner? Sarah and Lily read, pondered, and analyzed some of the densest Spanish texts all year long. When one trailed off, the other chimed in. When one had a certain interpretation of a poem, the other expanded the lens and offered another equally possible opinion. Their relationship to Spanish literature was thoroughly enhanced by each other's presence, willing engagement, and high-level analysis. I felt lucky to be a part of it. It is my great pleasure to award this year's Advanced Spanish Prize to Sarah Angevine and Lily Wong.
I now invite Camille Baxter to present the Chinese language prizes.
This year's Elementary Chinese Prize goes to a student whose interest in studying Mandarin and learning about Chinese culture extends beyond the classroom. Throughout the year, this student has connected what we learned in the class to pieces of artwork she has seen around her house. She has written emails to her grandmother using characters and grammar we discussed in class. She has asked her parents if she could conduct research for a class project on Chinese cuisine by getting dim sum with her family. Her passion for Mandarin and curiosity for Chinese culture exemplifies the core values of language learning, connecting with new people and understanding and respecting cultures different from one's own. I'm happy to offer this award to Natalie Lowe. This year's Advanced Chinese Prize goes to a student who has consistently demonstrated a deep understanding of the Chinese language through the quality of work completed both inside and outside of class. One way to determine whether an individual is comfortable in a foreign language is through humor. It takes a certain level of understanding and proficiency to understand and to be able to make jokes in a different language. This student has proven that he can do it, most memorably during the dating unit when he came up with a few very creative excuses for rejections. His work ethic, vast knowledge of characters, and focus on tones are all more reasons why he is deserving of this prize. I am happy to offer this award to Persal Duong Noi.
I'm excited to ask Mac Woodbury to present the first of his 3 awards today, the Connor History Medal.
Sorry. This year's Connor History Medal is being awarded to an individual whose passion for history knows no bounds. Few students in our community can claim to have taken the full course load offered by the history department, but this young person has, completing a remarkable 7 semesters worth of history classes in just 2 years. They consistently demonstrate a strong curiosity, and despite their quiet demeanor, there is never a doubt as to their level of engagement. Their seemingly off-the-cuff questions are always tailored to further pull information from not only their teachers, but their peers. And their smile, while rare, can light up a room. Their application of in-class material truly shines in their written work, where they pair an ever-growing wealth of historical knowledge with a hunger to use as they further understand the world around them. This young person is truly remarkable in all facets of historical learning and is leaving an indelible mark upon the Holderness History Department. It is my honor and privilege to present Molly Radigan with the Connor History Medal.
History Department Chair Andrew Shep will now present the Ashworth Awards for excellence in European and United States history.
The History Department is pleased to present this year's Ashworth Award in recognition of the impressive accomplishments of Gina Mulcahy. Gina's process is still a bit mysterious. When other students tell me a reading is too long, Gina admits that she also read the unassigned introduction because she got bored. When I try to introduce a theory from a book outside of the curriculum, she calmly nods because she read Dominion in her free time last summer. When I suggest that students spend an hour with a 19th century novel, Gina goes home and reads War and Peace cover to cover. If she simply read more, that would explain everything, but Gina also learns history from TikTok videos, and she live Googles every key term in our class discussions, and she asks questions about the day's headlines even if her class meets at 8 a.m. No, I can't explain Gina, but I can promise that if you can find time to talk to her this weekend, she will teach you something that brightens your day and deepens your understanding of the world. Congratulations, Gina. Now the Ashworth Award for Excellence in U.S. History. There comes a point in the life of every know-it-all when he or she, but in this case he, must make a choice. If he tones down the mansplaining and lets classmates answer a few questions, his social status will no doubt improve. If, on the other hand, he ignores such worldly rewards, he could come closer and closer to learning all of the things, to actually knowing it all. There's a certain integrity to this second choice. Ian Zimmerman chose integrity. When there is an occasion to talk about Bull Run or Bullionism or Bull Connor, he will talk. He is not going to play it cool if a teacher or a classmate gets the date of the Texas annexation wrong. In fact, he is not going to accept wrong answers about anything at any time, because the historical facts and interpretations deserve our full attention and our best efforts. For his unwavering devotion to the project of accumulating knowledge, the slightly exhausted History Department is proud to present this year's Ashworth Award for U.S. History to Ian Zimmerman.
That was unbelievable. Mac, you want to come up a second time to present the Sean Glue History Prize?
Okay. The Sean Glue History Prize is presented to a member of the 9th grade class who not only demonstrates excellence in historical scholarship, but also who holds a true passion and appreciation for the past and the lessons it can teach us. There are a few students on this campus, Ian probably included, whose enthusiasm for history can match this young individual's boundless energy for this subject. They dove into every reading, every activity, and every assignment with an unquenchable thirst to learn more. Their appreciation and love for breaking down the seemingly insurmountable walls that the passage of time presents to us was infectious, and they reveled in bringing their peers along with them in these discoveries. From leading class discussions to going above and beyond on historical essays, the student is destined to be a behemoth in every history class they step into, and I'm giddy at the thought of their limitless potential. It is an honor and privilege to say that this year's Sean Glue History Prize recipient is Henry Peschel.
It's my pleasure to welcome Reverend Abby Vanderbrug to award the Theology and Religious Studies Prize. This year, there are 2 recipients.
The Bible has been translated into hundreds of languages and distributed to millions of people all over the world for nearly 500 years. Yet it continues to provoke discussion and interpretation. How does a collection of poetry, laws, narratives, letters, and parables generate such ongoing dialogue? The answer is simple. It becomes fresh and relevant each time a reader with open eyes and an open heart dares to ask, I wonder, what might this mean? Or how might this ancient book still speak? 2 young scholars in my Bible as Literature class have exemplified modern-day biblical study and literary interpretation, delving into this rich text to uncover old and new insights. Their consistent wonder, precision, and joy has brought forth wisdom from this old book yet again. A delight to teach and a pleasure to know. Congratulations to Leah Waring and Valeria Santiago.
I will now invite Dr. Joe Gaudette to present both the Joseph M. Masick English Prize and the Writing Prize.
The Joseph M. Masick English Prize goes to that student who has demonstrated a keen interest and aptitude in the realm of English scholarship. Named for Joe Masick of the Holderness class of 1946, Joe believed that a mastery and love of language was both a foundation for a life well lived and a source of lifelong pleasure. This year's recipient approaches language with the feral curiosity needed to meet great literature on its own terms. She is a dedicated writer, reader, and poet who has worked tirelessly on her prose this year, building her syntactical cache to develop a style that mimics her own internal voice and is capable of containing her ever-branching thoughts. At the beginning of the year, I tell my students about the poet Robert Lowell, who once, as an 18-year-old undergrad, talked himself into an apprenticeship with Ezra Pound by telling him, I will bring the steel and the fire. It's that sort of unfettered zeal and commitment that I dream my students will bring to class, and there is nobody who brings the steel and the fire more than this student. It's my great honor to present this year's Joseph N. Masick English Prize to Julia Feeney.
The writing prize goes to that student who has demonstrated themselves to be a particularly adept at and committed to the process of becoming an elite writer. This year's recipient possesses what I consider the most critical quality for developing your voice as a writer, an inviolable sense of the self, one that is unswayed by peer pressure or the vagaries of outside influence. Without a doubt, the student is unapologetically herself, curious, opinionative, and ever eclectic in her interests. No matter what sort of text I throw her way or what type of writing I ask her to complete, she wholeheartedly embraces it with the unadulterated joy of the born thinker. With this combination of diligence and singularity, she has the qualities needed to become a truly great writer and student of literature. And it is my hope that she will continue to maintain this curiosity, working her way Oedipus-like through the past and present masters of literature, ever insatiable. It's my great honor to present this year's writing prize to Sawyer Cook.
English Department Chair Marilee Lynn will present the Robert Creeley Poetry Prize.
Holderness has a long, proud tradition of introducing students to the challenges, rewards, and joys of reciting poems out loud. And our next prize winner, George Fortin, might just be the poster child for how to do it exceptionally well. For the second year in a row, George won our school Poetry Out Loud contest, memorizing and reciting poems ranging from the quirkily provocative Tony Hoagland to the wistfully effusive Samuel Taylor Coleridge. George prevailed at the regional semifinals, added a third poem to his quiver, and at the state championships in Concord, performed those poems as if channeling them from their very source, coming in second by what must have been a hair. Many of us watching and listening thought he should have taken the top spot, but George was gracious and proud, having discovered that he could do what few can, tap into a poetic line, lift it off the page, and move an audience by shaping language to audible meaning. It is a singular talent and a pleasure to behold. May George continue to seek poems and give voice to others' voices as a way of reminding us of the world's beautiful, complicated truths. Congratulations, George.
Kristen Fisher and Neil Fry will now present our Cum Laude Award recipients.
The Cum Laude Society was begun in 1906 by Dr. Abram Harris of the Tome School. He envisioned a society modeled after Phi Beta Kappa that would recognize exceptional scholarship. The motto of the society is Arete, Dike, Time, which stands for truth, honor, and justice. The motto is especially meaningful because in all of our intellectual strivings, we are searching for the truth. In always working towards highest academic standards, the students we are about to recognize today have brought honor to the learning community and to the very principles of developed thought. And it is through this work in truth and honor that they will bring justice to the world. I would now like to recognize last year's inductees from the class of 2024. These students should please come forward as their names are called. Sarah Angevine, please come forward. Xander Doyle, Evan Grass, Vivian Kennel, Alexander Roguet, Evan Valancourt, Ziying Ali Wang, and Martha Yam. Thank you. They will now be joined by this year's members of the class of 2024, who should also come forward as their names are called. And we can hold applause until the end. Prasao Duangnoy, Julia Feeney. No, please come forward. Kate Mealy. Kai Small. Caden Wells. And Lily Wong. And finally, please welcome the members of the class of 2025. Gary Chen. He's coming. Spring. Come forward, please. Leon Wong. Annie Page. Ryan Tong. Brady Taylor. Callie Weig. Samantha Zhang. And Ian Zimmerman. Congratulations to our newest members of the Cum Laude Society. Thank you.
You're dismissed, yeah. Yeah. Good job, Sammy. Everybody heard that. I now invite our theater director, Monique Robichaud-Devine, back to the podium to present the Kendall Book Award. This award is given to a student in the 11th grade based on their intellectual engagement, creativity, and commitment to community.
Anyone who has worked with this student, whether on the service council, kitty crew, the grill at a game, the school plays, or in the classroom, would agree that this hardworking individual embodies the cornerstones of this award: intellectual engagement, creativity, and commitment to community. Connect that with a tenacious spirit, a generous soul, and a great sense of humor, and a very supportive classmate who takes on any task for the betterment of not only our community, but others who need support, such as the Bridge House or our local elementary school. Along the way, he makes connections with people that make a difference in their lives. His contributions make Holderness a better place, and it is my honor and privilege to present the Kendall Book Award to Trey Schroeder.
Mike Kerrigan will now present the Harvard Book Prize. This prize is given to a student who displays excellence in scholarship and high character.
Thanks, Jordan. It's not customary for this award to be presented to a student who is habitually late to class. Since this is the highest academic honor an underperformer can be awarded, it typically favors a more punctual crowd. But this year is an exception, not because the recipient isn't motivated or a reliable student, but because he has an admirable habit of getting so caught up in the lesson that he's compelled to stay long after class asking questions. Whether it's physics or history, this kid just can't get enough. While his curiosity looms large, I don't want to undersell his academic ability, which is frankly staggering. He outshines us all when it comes to mathematical reasoning and still has brain power left over to be one of our best humanities students, all while working in his second language. At this point, I think everybody knows who I'm talking about. Congratulations, Leon Huang.
Before we recognize members of the class of 2024, we have one community award for underperformers. I will now invite MJ LaFoley's mother, Beverly LaFoley, and Mac Woodbury to present the MJ LaFoley Award.
The MJ LaFoley Award is given in memory of Martin John LaFoley, a former student to a student in the third or fourth form who, in the opinion of the head of school and faculty, exemplifies outstanding character and integrity, and who puts forth exceptional effort and spirit in all aspects of Holderness life. There are a few students on campus who embody all aspects of that Holderness life as wholly as this individual. His ability to embrace those around him is infectious, and his willingness to participate in anything and everything that this community has to offer is truly remarkable. From his efforts in work programs to stepping up for admissions and volunteering his time with the Service Council, he left no stone unturned. What is most remarkable about this particular student is his consistency. Every day, he's always going to be one of the most gregarious, kind-hearted, selfless, and thoughtful individuals on this campus. Regardless of what is going on, when this student enters a room, he does so with a massive smile that can brighten anyone's day. It is my honor to present this year's MJ LaFoley Award to VJ DeVoe. My pleasure.
Mr. McVeigh will now introduce the community awards for the seniors.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. I will now invite colleagues to present the Community Award to seniors. While the entire class of 2024 has participated in making our community stronger, these awards recognize exceptional achievement by several members of the class. I will now invite Sam Daigneault to present the first Ford B. Hinman Coaches Award. The Coaches Award will be awarded to 2 students this year.
This student athlete, despite having never played soccer or softball before coming to Holderness, has made significant contributions to 3 varsity sports while her time here. Valeria's accomplishments on the basketball court are nothing short of remarkable. Her quick release from the three-point line was consistently difficult to defend, and although her floater was initially a heated debate, she soon proved to be a 3-level scorer with 46% overall efficiency and was consistently the talk of every opponent's scout sheet. Notably, she has scored over 1,000 points in her high school career. Her overall growth as a team member may be what I will remember most. She has developed admirable composure, made an effort to seek and implement feedback, and strives to make improvements to her contributions towards her team's success. I am honored to present this year's Coaches Award to Valeria Santiago Dedos.
I will now invite Alan Thompson to present the second Ford B. Hinman's Coaches Award.
This senior joined Holderness as a 10th grader from York, Maine and Berwick Academy. During his 3 years at Holderness, he has been a defensive stalwart for the boys varsity hockey and lacrosse teams, helping them win multiple league championships over the last 2 seasons. His athletic abilities are equally balanced by his leadership contributions, demonstrated by his duties as house leader in Webster Dorm and team captain of the boys varsity hockey team. Any coach would be lucky to have this ferocious competitor, defender, and leader on their side of the field heading into a competition. I am proud to present this year's Coaches Award to Colin Butters.
Morgan Stepp will now present the first Special Faculty Award. The Faculty Award will be given to 2 students this year.
I'm proud to present a Special Faculty Award to a student who made her own lane through Holderness. She doesn't seek the limelight, but if you look, she's everywhere. Ripping up the trails on her mountain bike, holding down the bass line in the concert, dancing in the musical, skateboarding a bit, and then riding off into the sunset on her motorcycle, complete with her leather jacket. She has to be the first Holderness student to commute on a dirt bike, or in a mint 43-year-old pickup truck. This summer, she's off to a world-renowned motorcycle manufacturer in Italy, Ducati, for an engineering and design program, and then onward to WPI, and beyond that, no doubt, great adventures await this true individual. Ride safe, Soli.
I will now invite Andrew Shep to present the second Faculty Award.
Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave. This is how the book of Ecclesiastes reminds us to make the most of each task, to seize the day. This year, the faculty has chosen to honor a member of the community who brings his full might to the pursuit of knowledge and athletic competition and does it all with an infectious smile. While we are impressed with his remarkable performance in the classroom, on the trails, and at the plate, we are even more appreciative of his giddy enthusiasm for the tasks at hand. In recognition of his 4 years inserting joy into every facet of Holderness life, we are proud to present this Special Faculty Award to Xander Doyle.
I will now invite Pam Mulcahy to present the Bob Brooks Award.
The Bob Brooks Award is named for Bob Brooks, AKA Brooksy, who worked at Holderness School from 1980 to 1997 and served as equipment manager from 1985 to 1997. This award is chosen by the 9th grade class for the senior who played the biggest role in making Holderness School a home. This year's recipient is a 4-year senior who has worked tirelessly throughout his tenure to build community in the dorms, the classrooms, the playing fields, and the locker room. He's been a quiet, steady, and non-judgmental presence who has always been willing to do the things that make a community work. Whether it was sitting quietly with a friend who just lost his grandfather, to asking for help when another student needs support, to organizing fundraisers to support a teammate's charity, to standing up in defense of those who cannot yet defend themselves. Caden Freelove has made Holderness a home for many, and we're grateful for his countless hours of service to our community.
Pam's being joined by Bob's son, Bob. I will now ask Dwayne Ford and Jenna Simon to present the Webster Cup Awards. This year, there are 2 recipients.
I guess I'm going first.
Yep.
The Webster Cup Award is the gift of former rector, the Reverend Lauren Webster, to be awarded for excellence in athletics. Caden Freelove has had an outstanding 4-year Holderness career. He is recognized as a true lead-by-example teammate. In hockey, he was peer voted in 2 years in a row captain, one of only 2 players to be awarded such honor in Coach Thompson's tenure, and helped his team achieve new program heights. In lacrosse, to no surprise, Caden was voted captain his senior year. He is recognized as a top long stick midi, not only in our league, but in the nation in his graduating class. In 2023, Caden received Lakes Region Defensive Player of the Year and shattered any ground ball record Holderness has ever had. Coach Simon says he played a vital role in helping our team become what it is today and will be incredibly difficult to replace his void. Thank you, Caden, for being a relentless competitor that made teammates around you aspire to want more. You are a worthy winner of the Webster Cup for excellence in athletics. Caden Freelove.
This year's Webster Cup Co-Award winner is a 12-time varsity letter winner and 2-sport captain as well. She displays outstanding leadership on every field and hill she steps onto. She has been a teammate that will rise to the occasion without needing to be tapped. She is also an exceptionally intelligent athlete that can read any situation. She's ambitious, driven, and no nonsense when it comes to getting the job done. Coach O'Mara states, what separates this player is her ability to learn and apply new concepts in the moment. She is the most instinctive and coachable player I have had in my years at Holderness. We are excited to see what she does in the next step in her journey as she will join perennial powerhouse women's lacrosse team at Trinity College. Congratulations, CeCe Robinson.
I will now invite Eric Thatcher to present the Ned Gillette Spirit Award.
The Ned Gillette Spirit Award is awarded annually to the graduating senior whose career at Holderness best reflects Ned Gillette's genuine leadership, competitive attitude, and spirit of adventure. The head of school, in consultation with members of the faculty, selects the recipient. Ned was a shining light of these three characteristics, leadership, competitiveness, and a spirit of adventure. An equally as important manifestation of the three comes in less flashy forms as well. Sometimes it's important for a leader to stand tall and do the unseen work that doesn't bring attention to themselves. Sometimes a competitive attitude means playing JV hockey and taking the games as seriously as the fun. Sometimes a sense of adventure looks like a young high schooler telling mom and dad, I want to go to this small boarding school halfway across the country. If you don't know who I'm talking about yet, I'm sorry that you haven't had the good fortune of getting to know Lucy Lamoureux. Unless you think otherwise, these characteristics have and will lead Lucy to do awesome things in the mountains. Congratulations, Lucy.
I will now invite Bruce Barton to present the Richard C. Gallup Award.
You know you've been someplace when half of the award for whom the awards are named, you knew. So from MJ to Bob Brooks, Jim Connor, Doug Kendall, Dave Lockwood. Such is also the case with the Richard C. Gallup Award for Creative and Community Leadership. Dick Gallup was a past parent and former trustee of Holderness School and just a wonderful guy, and the person for whom our athletic facility across the street is named. The Richard C. Gallup Award for Creative and Community Leadership is awarded to a senior student chosen by the head of school and the faculty. This award is given in memory of Richard Gallup, a parent and trustee, to a senior who demonstrates both creative and community leadership as one willing and able to assert those qualities which further the unique sense of community at Holderness. The human voice is a marvelous instrument, perhaps the most powerful instrument we have. As unique as our DNA, our voice is most us. How we choose to use our voice defines us, brings contour and shape to our character, and otherwise illustrates who we are to the world. The winner of the Richard C. Gallup Prize this year has been using her voice for our betterment for the past 3 years. In the classroom, her voice brought out her sterling intellectual abilities without ever dominating that space. In dorm life with friends, in her athletic pursuits with teammates, her voice was a welcome balm to the vagaries of competition or life. And on stage singing, well, her voice lifted our entire community and brought joy to all who listened. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to award the Richard C. Gallup Prize this year to Sarah Elizabeth Angevine.
I will now invite our Director of College Counseling, Kelsey Berry, to present the Dana H. Rowe Memorial Award.
The Dana H. Rowe Memorial Award is given to that girl in the senior class who has made an outstanding contribution to the life of the school through her academic achievement, her participation in sports and extracurricular activities, and her love of life. I've heard it said by those who knew Dana Rowe that the reason for the love of life part of this award was a slightly mischievous spirit. But scratch the surface of this student's playful demeanor, and you'll quickly realize that this year's recipient is one of those rare people who always puts others before herself in small and large ways. Whether by picking up after practice or being trusted with running practice, she has lit up our campus with positivity, impressed us with her dedication to her studies, and brought a gritty determination to our classrooms, fields, and slopes. Most importantly, she has been a true and constant friend to those who need her most. We are not the least bit surprised she is interested in a career where she is caring for others as a healthcare professional. She is exactly the type of person you want caring for your loved ones. It is with great joy that we get to name Charlotte Lair as this year's Dana Rowe Award recipient.
I will now invite our Assistant Dean of Students, Connor O'Mara, to present the Haslam Award.
The Haslam Award is given by the school yearly in memory of Reverend George Haslam for excellence in athletics, sportsmanship, and scholarship. The Haslam Award celebrates excellence in athletics, sportsmanship, and scholarship. This year's recipient embodies the spirit and tenacity required for a well-rounded education at Holderness, excelling in athletics, academics, and exhibiting exceptional servant leadership. They deeply possess the rare ability to listen attentively and empathize deeply. Their innate leadership inspires peers through action rather than words. Their commitment to excellence and compassionate nature set them apart as an exemplar of integrity and kindness within our school community. They truly exemplify the cherished values of our school, leaving an indelible mark on us all. With pleasure and pride, I present this year's Haslam Award to Andrew Stodden.
I will now invite Reverend Abby Vanderbrug to present the Dallas Award.
The Dallas Award is given in memory of John Thompson Dallas, a former bishop of New Hampshire, to the senior who clearly exemplified loyalty and dedication to the Judeo-Christian ideals of the school. There is a scene in the gospel when a lawyer is questioning Jesus about his expertise in religious laws. He asked Jesus what law, out of the hundreds of laws, is the greatest. Jesus does not answer his question, but replies with a new framework and says, I can sum every single law up with this. Love God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. For the past 4 years, this leader has lived in this new framework in countless ways. It would be hard to find someone on campus that doesn't consider him a friend. And it would be harder still to find a faculty member that didn't admire his helpfulness, positivity, and peaceful demeanor. Whether on his snowboard, in the chapel, the classroom, the dorm, on leadership, this student leads with his faith up front. On top of everything he has committed to during his time here, he has continually committed to a spiritual journey and inspired others to do the same. Well done, good and faithful servant. Congratulations, Henry Hood.
I will now invite Associate Head of School, Toby Fenninger, to present the Clarkson Award. The Clarkson Award honors the junior or senior student who, in the opinion of the faculty, has maximized their abilities to the fullest within the life of the school and has demonstrated perseverance.
This Holderness lifer has taken full advantage of everything the school has to offer. From studying Mandarin for 4 years, to trading her racing skis for hockey skates and joining the JV Superstar team, to bringing support, joy, and her goofy side to the day girl room, she has done a lot. She also had to navigate a life-altering event last year that brought her entire world to a halt. But what did Leah Waring do in the face of that adversity? She slowly picked up the pieces of her life, leaned on her friends, advocated for herself, and used the event to help her determine her future goal of becoming a mental health counselor. Leah, you amaze me with your strength, your joy for life, and your resilience. Thank you for making Holderness School a better place these last 4 years.
I will now invite Joe Arsenault to present the Marshall Award.
The Marshall Award is given in memory of Reverend Robert Elliott Marshall, a former rector of the school, for outstanding contribution to the life of the school. Annie served Holderness this year as one of our top 4 leaders. She is an exemplar of Holderness excellence. Annie has made outstanding contributions to Holderness in every aspect of her life. She has embodied the Holderness 3-sport model by being a top-notch contributor on the varsity soccer, lacrosse, and Nordic teams. Her positive attitude and her spirit of adventure are infectious. Whether hiking up Tuckerman's Ravine early in the morning to get in a springtime ski with friends, or heading out on Outback for a second time, Annie shows us how integral outdoor adventure is to life at Holderness. I am honored to present the Marshall Award to Annie Bergeron.
I will now invite Academic Dean Jordan Graham to present the Don and Pat Henderson Award.
The Don and Pat Henderson Award is given to the senior who, in the opinion of the faculty and head of school, has given of themselves most freely and generously to the welfare of the community and has exhibited leadership. There are few students who have better exhibited this line, especially if one were to add a line about giving all of this selflessly, than Eliza D'Agostino. In the dorm, she leads with a quiet concern for the girls she lives with. On the field, she pushes others through encouragement and modeling what it means to be a selfless teammate. Eliza reminds us that leadership is the most effective when it comes from one who embodies the best of what it means to be a member of any community. Congratulations, Eliza.
I will now present the next award. Our final award is one of the oldest awarded at the school. The Walter Alvin Frost Award is given in memory of a former student to the graduating senior who in the judgment of the head of school and faculty reached the highest standards of the school. While George Fortin only arrived here on campus as a new junior 21 months ago, it is hard to remember Holderness without him. That he was able to morph from new student to school president so quickly speaks to George's energy, drive, and infectious optimism. Always willing to try something new, George has impacted every facet of our school. Our classrooms, our athletic teams, our performances on stage, our dorms. His reach has extended beyond our campus, with multi-year success in Poetry Out Loud and his service work within the local community. But it is the impact that George has had on us, the people of Holderness, that will be his most lasting legacy. In many ways, he represents this entire class of 2024. He cares deeply about those around him. He takes great pride in lifting others up, and he leaves everything and everyone a bit better than he found them. Congratulations, George, on winning the Frost Award. would now like to invite Captain Edgardo Diaz, Executive Officer, Marine Corps Recruiting Station, Boston, to the podium to present a special scholarship award.
Good evening, Holderness Academy. Captain Diaz, the Executive Officer of Recruiting Station Boston. I'm joined on stage by Sergeant Cameron Summers, one of our local recruiters. Again, I'm also the Program Coordinator for the Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps Scholarship. The NROTC Scholarship provides its recipients with a fully funded path to college at one of our over 160 participating universities, and then a meaningful career as a Marine Corps officer upon graduation. Our applicants evaluated based on their proven leadership ability, scholastic excellence, and physical fitness, and a host of other categories. This year we had over 250 applicants across the Northeast region, and only 54 highly qualified individuals were selected for this honor. Personally speaking, the recipient of this scholarship was an absolute pleasure to work with, very punctual, very poised, and more importantly, extremely determined to serve his nation as a Marine Corps officer. With that said, it is my personal pleasure and professional privilege to award the NROTC National Scholarship to Calvin Sweeney.
Those are your remarks to give to Calvin.
Thank you, Captain Diaz, and congratulations, Calvin. I would like to invite Toby Fenninger to the podium to present the President's Volunteer Service Award.
In 2003, the President's Council on Service and Civic Participation founded the President's Volunteer Service Award to recognize the important role of volunteers in America's strength and national identity. This award honors individuals and groups whose service positively impacts communities in every corner of the nation and inspires those around them to take action too. I would like to invite Trey Schroeder and Natalie Lowe to the podium to present the next award.
This year, Holderness school students completed more than 5,000 hours of service to the local community, building houses, serving at homeless shelters, supporting our veterans, rescuing animals, feeding the hungry, visiting with seniors, providing winter clothing to local children, assisting teachers with playground duty, and raising funds to support cancer research, scholarships, access to mental health services, trauma counseling, and food for children in Ukraine, and more.
As members of the Service Council, we would like to present this certificate honoring our service to the head of school, Mr. McVeigh.
It is my honor today to announce the recipients of the R. Philip Peck Service Award. The R. Philip Peck Service Award is given annually to one or more employees that has gone above and beyond in service of Holderness over the past year. Chosen by the head of school and the Holderness administration, the R. Philip Peck Endowed Service Award was funded by the family of Carolyn Cullen, class of '87, parent of class of '17, and Craig Cullen, class of '17, and is named in honor of head of school Phil Peck, who believed in and constantly demonstrated service before self. This year, we have two very deserving recipients for this award. Mr. Peck could not join us today, otherwise he would be up here. He is sick, but sends his regards. He may even be watching on the stream. So I know you join all of me in thanking him. I know he played a huge role in a number of our graduating students' experience here. And so a quick hand for my friend and predecessor, Mr. Peck. I invite Toby Fenninger to the podium to present the Peck Award.
Pam Mulcahy has redefined what it means to serve at Holderness School. With her vision and passion to help as many people as possible and her boundless energy, she's created a service council whose impact can be felt around the state. From their work at Holderness Central School to the Habitat for Humanity Building Project to the Pemmy Bridge House and much more, Pam has empowered our students and colleagues to take action and help others. Pam, you model the school's motto of Prodeo et Genere Humano, for God and humankind, in everything you do. The class of 2024 honored you with the yearbook dedication, and now it is our privilege and honor to award you the R. Philip Peck Service Award.
I will now invite Carol Dopp to the podium to present the second Peck Award.
This person is a member of our buildings and grounds crew and college counseling office. But many in the audience may not know that Stephen Ullman has also created an on-campus wood bank. This work follows on the heels of Phil Peck, who for many years invited students to split wood that would later be donated. Stephen applied for and won a $10,000 grant from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. He spent this grant money on safety gear for our students, as well as other materials. Stephen supervised a student job crew this year, and so far has amassed 10 cords of wood for our neighbors to help heat their homes next winter. 10 families will receive a cord of wood. Stephen Ullman warms the hearts of many, both at Holderness and in the greater community. Congratulations, Stephen.
Congratulations, award winners. Thank you all for joining us in person and on live stream for Prize Day. 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, please go over to Weld for dinner. Seniors and their parents, please join us for the pre-dinner reception under the small tent by the chapel, over that way. The dinner for graduating seniors and their parents and siblings will start at 6 p.m. in Weld. Thank you. Have a great evening.